Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next in the series of LConnect interviews, or really conversations with leading global figures in the automotive logistics world. And I'm very pleased to have with me a good friend of mine and a very well-known person in the automotive logistics sector, particularly the finished vehicle logistics sector. Anyone in this industry, pretty globally, will know this person. It's Dr. Jörg Mosolf, the chairman and CEO of the Mosolf Group. So hello, Jörg.
Hello, Louis. Nice to hear you. Nice to see you.
Yeah, it must be very good to see me, I can imagine. But this is a very important and quite a serious interview. But on the other hand, Jörg, we've known each other for many years. We like to, and I think it's an important part of the work life to have a little bit of fun. Including, I think it was 20 years ago at my Automotive Logistics South America conference,
Yes.
Brazil. It was during the carnival time, and you brought along an outfit for me to wear, a special carnival outfit for me. But luckily, it was in the days of many years ago, probably before iPhones. So there's not any evidence of it going around, or I hope there isn't any evidence.
Are you sure about that?
I don't know.
I can look into it.
So Jörg, I mean, we're just talking about 20 years ago or more than we were at the conference in Brazil. But you've led Mosolf. Mosolf itself as a company has been going for many years, and you've led Mosolf for more than 2 decades. So what are the kind of core principles that you've had throughout your leadership of Mosolf?
I think, thank you very much for the question, first of all. I think we have to make a difference between, let's say, leadership as a person and with people management, and leadership as a company with customer focus. No? These are two things, but at the end, they have to fit together. Otherwise, you will not have the success, no? In my opinion. No? So as a person, I think it's very important for me to listen, first of all. Listen to everybody who is around me, and listening to the market and to the customers to understand, let's say, the existing market much better, and to understand, let's say, future market developments in order to be the first to deliver solutions. No? And this is, I think, one of the most important things what Mosolf has made in the last decades. We have had a lot of learning curves with success and defeat, no? And but we always were able to learn out of that and being better at the end in the future for the next project, and giving customers qualified solutions. That's very important for us. Solutions which are, first of all, helping them immediately. So we have very fast reaction time on existing, let's say, changes in the market, whether it's called COVID, whether it's called supply chain, whether it's called Lehman Brothers, whether it's called oil crisis, or whether it's called Trump tariffs, let's say like that. Whatever that means at the end, we never know from the beginning, but we know there will be something which gives a challenge to everybody. And as long as we are the best to deliver solutions, I think we are in the business somehow. No? Another thing is, from my point of view, is the question of people management, because you have to have the right people with the right commitment and the right attitude to be open, not just to administrate a company and to administrate a process, but to really find a fast and good solution for the customer, that he has an added value for us, no? From us. And so we make the difference between, let's say, a standard side, which is, okay, we deliver quality, we deliver good process, we deliver presence in the markets, which is important as well. Yeah. How should you understand the market if you're not present there? If you don't listen, if you don't learn? Because, I mean, if you go to Brazil, the people who know the market for sure better than you are the Brazilians. not the Germans. Huh? That's the same in China. So it's not very difficult if you accept just that it's not your home market and your home turf, and you have first to learn the things before you give answers. And I think that's the attitude what we have. This is a question of cultural management to understand these things. When I talk about culture, I think there's one thing where Mosolf is really good. We have analyzed what's the difference between, let's say, the biggest logistic companies in comparison to us as a competitor. And we have seen that we do about 40% of the turnover in solutions which are not existing. And there we can make a margin because we just change the whole system. So we are, in a certain way, a disruptive company. The disruption means at the end, you take a calculated risk. Otherwise, you will not do that.
Yeah.
And the calculated risk means that you have to accept that you are wrong, or you have a defeat. But in the learning curve, if you have this culture, you can adapt very fast again. And then, let's say 80-90% of what you do at the end, at the final, let's say, approach, you will have a new solution, a new market, and the customers are happy because they didn't have it before.
Yeah.
So we are not a company who says, okay, there's a tender, we want to be cheaper than the others, and we just give a cheaper price. Maybe we get it or we don't get it. This is something we do as well, in a certain volume. But at the end, most of the time, we are trying to understand the customer's problems and how can we find in logistics a better way. Because we are the experts, or at least we should be the experts. Huh? So if we find a better way, then we have to convince the customer of a better way. Then we try to make trials together. And if it works, then we are in the business, and we have changed a little bit the world. No? That's what we do. I think this is a question of approach that people have to want to do that. No? If you're afraid to do that, because what I'm saying is you take over responsibility and decisions where you don't know exactly whether the outcome will be positive or negative. But at the end, if it's positive, it's good. If it's negative, it's just a question of learning curves. It's not negative if you learn something. It should not be too expensive the whole time. That's all. I think this is so. I think this is a big difference between most of our competitors and us.
Okay, and I think I read recently about Thomas Edison, who said he took 10,000 times to work out how to make the light bulb, but he said he never saw it as a mistake or every time he had to try again. He just saw it as another lesson learned. So,
Exactly. This is exactly what I mean. No?
yeah,
Another lesson learned,
yeah,
and important is that not only myself is learning that, but the whole company is learning that.
yeah,
And with that culture, you get a lot of power inside in the company. But it takes years to get the people as a team to that commitment and to this approach. Huh?
yeah. And to
That's
not be afraid.
what we
Very
have
important.
learned, and I think we are still going on in this procedure.
Yeah. One of the things I've always enjoyed about our conversations and our meetings has been you always look very forward. You've always got thoughts on where the industry is going and so on. So, include whether it's sustainability or new transport or international growth. What do you think gives you that forward-looking edge?
First of all, we are coming from a, let's say, a regional player. We have developed us to a European player. And now we are approaching to be a global player, which is already a commitment and something which is not so easy to reach. But I find if you don't have targets, you never can reach it. So, and our organization is strong enough with the people together that we want that, and that we give something which makes a USP for us in comparison to competitors. No, that's one thing. The other thing is, I mean, I'm coming from a region which is, let's say, more orientated on countryside. So we are operational, no? We like operation. So we are not against that. We like that. We are not theoretical people. We come from the operation, but on the other hand, we have to foresee, okay, what are the future scenarios coming from changes in the industry, coming from changes in the technology, coming from changes of globalization or protectionism, whatever. No? What does that mean for us? And so we are thinking in scenarios, and we have discussions about, okay, what is the best approach about it? And then we take decisions. And I think one thing is for us very clear. If we take a decision, we do it. I know a lot of people who take a decision, they have taken the decision, and then afterwards they take the same decision in discussion again.
I know what you mean. I
Yeah,
know what you mean.
that means at the end nothing is moving.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. You have theoretically the best solution, but what is the added value for a customer if you don't do it? So we are trying to operate it, and we understand with our people the operation very well. This is, I think, a big advantage, and we are accompanying as well the change of the industry in the transformation process, not only on what they have as a challenge, when we talk about powertrain and electrification and things like that, or hybrid or whatever, but as well on the trucking side, we were the first who ordered trucks. Even we knew that the first trucks, I think it was 5, they were not perfect. We did not make money on that. We lost money on that. We knew that from the beginning, but it was a limited risk. And we opened up that in order to understand exactly what does that mean for the driver? What does that mean for the workshop? What does that mean for the spare parts? What does that mean for the loading infrastructure? How should we approach to this new technology, and how far should we go in order to be prepared? And if you, in such a big change, if you don't train your organization, coming from the workshop up to the top management in this matter of transformation process, how would you at the end have an advantage by understanding what's going on? So we understand now the supply chain, we understand the purchasing side, we understand the selling side, we understand, okay, how much does the customer want to pay more for that? The answer, I don't give you. So what does that mean for us? What are the TCO costs and all these kind of things? We understand it, we adapt to it, we have a plan, and then step by step, we are going to develop that plan and really to get it bigger, and extend it. No? So this is clear for us. So we will have, when I just give that as an example, we have decided that we will have about 5 compounds now in Germany and in France, which have loading facilities and new compounds, loading facilities and solar carports. So we are investing something about 120 megawatt, which is not nothing, no?
Yes.
On our own land, no? At the end with loading infrastructure, and we will put probably for the time being 20 trucks per year on each compound in order to have it operational. Let's say first on short distance, and then we'll see how the market is reacting. And maybe we get better prices from the purchasing side. We have good purchasing on the electric on the kilowatt side because we are producing it on our own, and then we have better understanding. Okay, what is the break even? No? And with these break even discussions at the end, not theoretically but operationally living every day, no? And the acceptance of the customer and the truck drivers, then we can go on very fast forward by saying, okay, now we understood, maybe it's better or not. If it's better, we just put the button and say, okay, another 100 trucks we order. No? So that's how we work. But always coming from the operational excellence and from the understanding of the things, not only of the technology, but as well on the operational behavior and how you approach to these things step by step. This is what we do. Huh?
Yeah. You mentioned there also about globalizing and becoming more international. What's driving this, and are your customers ready for a global international vehicle logistics company?
So maybe before I come to this point a little bit more deeper, just to give you more about the story we did. First of all, we bought at the beginning of this year, we bought Transport Overseas. No? Transport Overseas is a company which is not in the vehicle logistics, but is in the high and heavy row side and in project business and let's say agricultural machinery, all kinds of things which go on a row ship. So we bought them in order to widen our portfolio and to, let's say, have a drive for globalization. Huh? Because these people understand much better than we here in Stuttgart. What does port mean? What does export import mean? What does international network mean? What are the needs of a ship? What are the needs of a customer, of the port, and so on? So we integrated that in a new portfolio, and this was a very good learning curve. We have had some culture questions because in our Stuttgart headquarters, to administrate a port and let's say everything what they do, our people here, this was new for them. No? At the end, we were a hinterland organization, no? Which is not bad, but it's not the same. No? They were a shipping, more or less a shipping agent without an operational basis. No? So we connected it and we gave them all our assets on the high and heavy in operationally to them. So they learn now the operational side, and we are learning the shipping import export side. And we are building up a global network with companies in China already existing, with company in Dubai, Middle East, and Saudi Arabia, plus companies in the US. We're just buying a company in the US, which will help us a little bit to understand better the customs duty things, what are happening there, which we don't know tomorrow.
Finished vehicle logistics has never been too global. You know, there's not many companies who cover even Europe and America so much. So, are your customers ready? You know, are they ready to act globally, or are they very regional on the vehicle logistics side?
I think they are just now, most of them are just now regional. Huh? And so the question is, do they really want that or not? And how much do they want that? One thing is for sure, what they want is they want the information flow.
Yeah.
So when it doesn't matter where, let's say in US, a car is leaving the factory, or in China or wherever, in Korea, they want to know what's going on with the car. Huh? Because at the end, it's cash linked.
Yes.
And their own systems, they are limited. No? We have a much better understanding of the systems of the inland operator. We have a better understanding of the port and the ship and our own inland operational here in Europe. So we can give them more information and they have a better quality of reaction. Huh? So what we're trying to do is we give them an added value by transparency. No? How would you change something if you don't know what you do? So if you have transparency, then you have facts and figures. And then together in a based on trust and confidence climate, we can have workshops and we can improve the whole flows together. And the world is getting more factories, it's getting more splitting with customs duty, all these kind of things with protectionism and all these kind of things. And at the end, if we give them solutions and transparency, they can react better. And I think that will take a little bit because even the decision guys, they sometimes are, let's say, linked to the controlling and not so much to, okay, what should be done. No? We have seen that in the supply chain. No? There were supply chain problems and you have to deroute the volumes.
Yeah.
And there's no contract for that because it was not foreseen.
Yeah.
So if it's not foreseen, you have to have confidence and trust. And even sometimes prices we did later because nobody knew exactly how that will work. No? But if you have done an open policy discussion and an open trust and transparent cost splitting, you can come to solutions even later, and you find a mutual approach so that the customer is happy that he has a solution, and we are happy to help the customer and hopefully make some money on it. Because never forget, this is exactly what we want to do. We want to make a margin.
Yeah. With that kind of visibility and so on, what role do you think AI will have in vehicle logistics?
Okay, we have different approaches on the AI now, no? What we are already working operationally or getting in process. One thing is, how could we improve with artificial intelligence, let's say, all the administration side, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one thing. You can park it under digitalization or IE, doesn't matter, no? Okay,
Yes.
this is one thing. We can have probably better simulations of capacity usage,
Yeah.
of rerouting, no? By rail, by truck, by ship, or whatever, no? So AI will help us for sure to put scenarios much better in transparency, underlined with costs and facts and figures and quality, so that we get a better approach together with the customers of using the right capacity for the right solution. Another thing what we're doing now in operation, which is new for you probably,
Yeah.
we are working on AI for sourcing of people, truck drivers, operational staff, but you can use it for anybody at the end, no? But for us, we start with the truck drivers, no? And this was developed by different universities, University of Ljubljana, of Stanford, and others, no? And it's a spin-off, and it's called Artificial Intelligence Development Management, REDMG, and we are the partner for Europe here. And we have built up already this week the first simulators here. And what they do is you have simulators, but they build a metaverse. But at the end, what they measure is not the metaverse. What they measure are your emotions. Are you really able to drive a truck?
Yes.
Are you the right guy for this truck, or maybe for this bus or whatever? No.
Yeah.
So that means with a system like that, the fluctuation rate goes down a lot.
Yeah.
The quality goes up
Yeah.
because you are sourcing the right people, and as well the training hours of having, let's say, a captain driver plus a learning driver together goes down because you have a combination of reality and artificial intelligence, huh? Systems with a metaverse behind, no? So we can create all metaverse what we want, and we're installing it just now here in the headquarters because I wanted it here first of all. We don't have the most of the drivers here, but we have some of them here, and we have to learn first of all the learning curve, okay, the behavior and what does that mean for us, and so we can go on with these kind of things, even sourcing in all kind of countries in order to get the best people with the right approach, and all the fakes are out
Yeah.
because you cannot fake your own emotions. That doesn't work. Believe me.
Yeah.
So we are working on these things. So I see a lot of triggers here with artificial intelligence. One thing is, let's say, on the operation side, more the simulation things, or process side. On administration, for sure, ChatGPT or whatever. And but I'm looking on the operation side in order to get better quality, better people with the right mindset, and getting the fluctuation rate down. There, I think artificial intelligence can help a lot.
Wow. That's interesting. What about sustainability? I've heard presentations from you in the past at ECG and so on. Sustainability seems to be important to you. What are you doing to improve that?
Yeah, first of all, we have our own department.
Mhm.
We are probably one of the companies who have their own department for that, no?
Mhm.
So as I said already, we have invested a lot in the compounds and carports and trucks and whatever. That's one side. The other thing is we are building up a platform which we developed our own together with a software company,
Mhm.
which at the end gives you daily the measurement of your emissions,
Mhm.
whether that's on the trucking side, whether that's on a washing machine, a painting machine, or whatever you have in operation. So it's the same question. Without transparency, you can change nothing.
Mhm.
I think that's
Yeah.
what every laboratory will tell you. You don't
Yeah.
get a better medicine if you
Mhm.
don't try to do it first in the
Yeah.
laboratory. No?
Mhm.
So what we do here is we put it structured and systematically in a target which we develop.
Mhm.
It's done by Mosolf from our own experience.
Yeah.
We don't rely on other people because hopefully we know our business the best.
Mhm.
Not a software company who was
Mhm.
working for banks before, no?
Yeah.
Maybe they know banking better than we. That's possible. But our business, I hope we should know the best. No? So we are doing all these things. And then we have a system which says, okay, if we have an investment, whatever investment it is, it goes first, let's say, purchasing department, coming from the guys who want operationally this investment. But
Mhm.
before we do it, it goes to the sustainable department. They
Mhm.
prove it of sustainability,
Yeah.
whether there's a better option for that. No?
Mhm.
The other thing is the motivation of people just thinking about that and having it as one of their mindsets.
Yeah.
And we can see, especially when we talk about young people, we get a lot of young people who are impressed that we are working or we take sustainability
Mhm.
plus artificial intelligence very serious.
Yeah.
This is something which motivates them to come to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is something where we can link these guys to our company. And as well, when you look at the OEM side, you have a lot of young people there as well who think in
Mhm.
the same direction. This is something which links them, which helps us in the customer relationship, having the same values somehow. We are
Mhm.
sharing values together. And
Yeah.
maybe one point here, we have talked about the family and the values, no?
Mhm.
And what influence does that have on the company, no? And we think that's important as well. We have certain values in the family which we should live.
Yeah.
And these values are something we want to transport as well to our company and to our management and to our people so that
Mhm.
we share the same behavior, the same sentiments
Mhm.
about it. No? And this
Yeah.
I think is as well. So you see, we are very long-term thinking always.
Yeah.
We don't think in quarters. We don't think even in year. We
Yeah.
think in decades. And I'm preparing, and that's my job, this company for the next generation.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
my job.
Yeah. And you're also very active with government and policy circles in Germany. Um, what is what are you learning from that, and what do you think you wish the politicians would understand about logistics? I mean, partly your job is for them to be the middleman so that they understand each other. Do the politicians understand logistics and the needs and requirements of logistics?
Uh, let's say like that. We have two different things. One thing is what we do very much with ECG, as you know, no?
Yes. Hmm.
And this is more the conversation with Brussels plus the different governments in
Yeah.
Europe. That's one thing. That's more okay. Customer oriented legislation. And what does that mean? Lengths, heights, whatever. This is one thing. The other thing is more personal network, which I
Hmm.
have talking to the politicians, mostly to Germany, but as well to Brussels. And you can see that with one thing which is very clear: infrastructure. I mean, how should we be an export nation if the infrastructure doesn't work? So it's a very simple thing, no? If a truck doesn't roll, a train doesn't go, and the port is cannot be used, export import will not work. So, and sometimes that's a very simple message. And infrastructure questions, you cannot just say, okay, I accept that, and tomorrow it's done. It's 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And the only thing what we do is we try to make them clear that infrastructure is an investment for the future, as well for the next generation. It's not just a budget for next year.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. A port doesn't work if you don't invest it for long term.
Yeah.
So, and we need the government more to understand these things altogether. Not to invest in infrastructure means not to invest in the future of your country and of your people. That's something we tell them very clear and tough. And sometimes it's better you don't do it on the public side. You do it in a personal discussion, in a personal relationship. And what I'm doing is I'm building the network that I have the entrance to, which makes the possibility that I can talk to them openly.
Yeah.
I'm not talking against them. I'm just trying that they understand how important that is, and what they do if they don't do something.
Yeah.
I mean, you have seen all these bridges coming down. So, I mean, if there's no bridge, how you can transport, no? And the last point is, especially here in Germany, we're talking a lot about military logistics now, no?
Yeah.
A military logistics means a bridge must work.
Yeah.
A train must go.
Yeah.
If we need 2 weeks for being prepared on the front,
Yeah.
I think you don't have to move. The front is already there.
Yeah.
At your place. No? So
Yeah.
one thing. And this is something they step by step understand. No? But they're still thinking in budgets, in ministries, in years, and not in 10 or 15 years. No? And I give you one example, which is a little bit funny from my point of view.
Yeah.
You know, we are in Wilhelmshaven, and in Wilhelmshaven is the German Marine. No? And there is the labor law says that the Marine people, they have to be in their casernes Friday evening up to Monday. This is what they send to Putin because he will never, he will ever always accept that he will never come over the weekend.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is ridiculous, no?
Yes.
So you can see here, obviously nobody was ever discussing that a war really could start.
Yes.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to avoid Pearl Harbor, you should change a little bit the systems and the regulations.
I'm sure Putin will play by the rules, no problem.
Yes, exactly.
How do you see the automotive industry changing? I mean, again, vehicle logistics is particularly connected to the sales side, the dealer side, and so on. How do you see that changing? Will the sales model change, and how that will impact vehicle logistics?
Okay, we have seen different movements. One movement was, okay, dealers are not anymore necessary, no?
Yeah.
Obviously, that was a failure because everybody underestimated, let's say, the volatility of the markets and the cash which is involved in finance all these things, no? And we will probably get to a mixed system, no? It will not be only one way, no?
Yeah.
But and we have to say, okay, if it's a more direct system, what kind of jobs can we overtake from the dealers? But there will be as well the dealers involved, used cars, whatever. No? The used cars will play a major role in the future as well, because with the electric cars, the question is where to export it to. So Africa is not anymore the market. And even the regulators in Brussels, they want that the used cars stay here because of the raw material. No?
Okay.
So we will see how all these things will impact on us. And that means, on the other hand, we have another chance for building up new businesses. No?
And I'm sure your customers are all perfect, but what advice would you give them uh, to, to help you to help them? I mean, one of the things you mentioned earlier is that you often bring new solutions, but when you're working with the customers, and especially at the beginning when they're doing the tenders, is there an opportunity at the beginning in the tender process to say, to get away from the almost the Excel spreadsheet and say, this is the value we can add? So that's an example of the things that perhaps they need to understand more. What other advice, or what would you like your customers to rethink about vehicle logistics?
I think there are two things. One thing is not to think in parts, but to think in the total supply chain. No?
Mhm.
That's the first thing. No?
Yeah,
So I produce a car. Where do I produce it? Where should it go? And who
yeah,
is the right partner for me to organize the whole supply chain? No? Even
mhm,
with other partners. No? That
yeah,
has nothing to do with money, first of all. No? Has something to do with a process which works. That's
mhm,
the first thing. No? The other thing is when we talk about, for instance, for sustainability or about sustainability, I mean, if they have targets to reduce emissions, they just should put it in the tender. That's very simple. I mean, how serious can I take a target which is not in the tender? So they have to decide what they want. That's all.
yeah. What? Well, I mean, you've got a family-run business there, really. I mean, it's a big business, and you've got a lot of employees and so on. But it's kind of, you seem to have, and you've mentioned it a few times, a family attitude for your company. So how do you want that to develop? And what inspires you to develop it in the right way? Firstly, within logistics and for the company, and secondly, almost outside of logistics. What are your inspirations and hopes outside of logistics?
Okay, we are a family company, and I see it like that. I got a treasury from my parents,
Hmm.
which because they started the company, not me, no?
Okay.
I built it up and I
Hmm.
developed it in a to a further stage, and I'm still doing that.
Hmm.
So for me, it's very important that I reflect the ideas and the values as well of my parents in the future. No? So that's one thing. No? This is a little bit conservative. Sometimes I'm conservative. No? This is one thing. The other thing is, okay, what are the values of a family? No? And how can we discuss that with our people? I mean, my door is always open. I
Mm,
don't have a closed door in
yeah.
my office. No? I'm open to discuss with the people and I'm listening to the people. I don't may agree always on what they tell me. No, this is a different thing,
Yes.
but I'm still listening and I give as well my people the argumentation why I think maybe in a different way than they think. No,
Hmm.
and then maybe sometimes we find a compromise between all these things, no?
Yeah.
Because some of the arguments for sure are right as well, no? Not
Hmm.
only nobody has the right to say I'm the only guy who understands things, no? That's
Mm.
stupid, no? So
Yeah.
I hope I'm not too stupid. So this is one thing, and the other thing is now for the next generations, uh, we try to structure everything according it, no? So that everybody has a chance, everybody has a motivation. We can be totally independent, managed as a company, but as well, we can include the family with values or
Mhm.
include even family members if
Yeah.
they have the capabilities. And one guideline is for me very simple. On each job, the best people.
Hmm.
That's all.
Yeah. And what about outside of work, you might say? I mean, I know that you're very involved in Star for Life, the
Yeah.
charity, and that's very important to you. So, what are the things kind of outside of work that motivate you and inspire you outside as well?
I think there are two issues. First of all, as a big company, we have a social responsibility as well, no?
Mhm,
Which is a stakeholder responsibility, no? Which means in the region, but we are very spread, so in all regions, wherever we are.
mhm,
And as well, I have learned, and that's my philosophy anyway, I would like to give people chances and options.
mhm,
They have to fight for that, but we
mhm,
should give them the options. We should give them the chances. And Staff for Life is a trigger to do that. No? We support about 145 schools in Africa there. And so we finance the coaches, the trainers, medical things.
mhm,
There's a girls club, for instance, we give them the chance to develop themselves as
mhm.
personalities.
Yeah,
And we are happy if somebody says, okay, I want to be a pilot, I want to be a fireman, I want to be a doctor, a teacher,
mhm,
or whatever. And we are happy if they can reach it. What we have seen in the programs is that the quota, that the success quota has increased up to 90% at these rural schools. No?
mhm.
So coming from 40, 50%. No?
Yeah,
Just with giving them a better attitude and giving them a better environment
yes.
because they come from very difficult environments sometimes,
Mm,
no? So if you can help them in another environment, give them chance and give them motivation, then many of these boys and girls are happy to take the chance. And
mhm.
even with training the teachers in a certain way, we can open up new potentials. No? And these might be the friends of us tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you find any great footballers amongst them, please send them to London, to Arsenal, to my favorite football team.
Yeah, I sent them first to Stuttgart, and when we don't need them anymore, I sent them to Arsenal. We will not agree on this point, Luz.
And what about, you mentioned earlier about the how the industry is changing in the hope that it will encourage people to join the vehicle logistics industry. What piece of advice would you give to young people about joining the industry?
Now, first of all, I think I was so lucky in my life that I started a job which I still love.
Hmm.
If you come to work every day, okay, you have a different environment every day. That's how it is. But if you like your job,
Mm,
then you don't you don't work for money.
mm,
It's a part of passion, no?
yeah,
And it's such a creative job. I mean, we have the chance as logistic providers to look on production, on supply chains, on ports, on customer sites. We are on the best side. We have the show, the nice cars, the
yeah,
exhibitions, whatever. So if
yeah.
you are on the other side for inbound,
Mm.
what is the show? You come to the for factory, okay, and we go to the
Mm,
clients, to the exhibitions. So we have a good part, no? And
mm,
if we can show that we are doing our job in excellence, we have the customers on our side, no?
mm,
And I'm fascinating about this job, and we can do so many things in order to improve that. There's a never-ending story. So I can only engage and motivate people to come to us. I mean, we have artificial intelligence, we have digitalization, we have sustainability. No? So we have a lot of flowers which you can see here, and you can put in your own mentality, your own spirit inside, and change a little bit the world. Why not?
yeah, no, that's a good message because I think in the past, and not so long ago, but maybe vehicle logistics seemed just like almost like a taxi service. You picked up the car, you delivered them somewhere else, and there was a fear that it would become a commodity that would just be about price because the equipment was the equipment and limited and so on. whereas now you think that vehicle logistics, or being in the vehicle logistics sector, can really make a difference, partly to the automotive industry and therefore beyond that as well.
I mean, we can open up markets, no?
Mm.
I'll give you an example. Unfortunately, the Europe industry is not so strong in the Middle East for whatever reason, no?
Yeah.
But with our presence, with our understanding of the market, with our gateway philosophy, we can help them to be successful.
Yeah.
That's exactly the trigger we have to get good contracts, qualified relationships on a long-term basis. And even on sustainability, we can give the Middle East something which they don't have now.
Yeah.
So that's know-how.
Yeah. So for the future, there's still an opportunity for young people like us there's a lot to look forward to in the vehicle logistics industry, and maybe even for people younger than us.
I would talk first about the people younger than us. There's a big opportunity. When we talk about our role, Louis, I think our role is we have a lot of experience. We have a lot of we have learned a lot in the past. Our job is to give our knowledge to the people and to help them to be stronger in the future. I even personally, I will be engaged in the future at the University of Abu Dhabi sometimes for logistics, no? Just to talk to young people in order that they better understand what's the difference between transportation and logistics, no? Things like that, no? What does smart logistics mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, not only vehicle logistics, no? So, and I like that. I'm not doing that for many. I think I have the challenge that I want to give some of my knowledge to the people. We have gained so much in life, starting with our event in Brazil 20 years ago, that we should give something back.
Yeah.
And maybe one day I invite you to Abu Dhabi, and we have a lot of fun there as well.
Well, why not? Well, an important message there is we talk a lot about IT, AI, new technology, but it's the people side is still and always will be very, very important.
Yeah, the people's side. I mean, we have just now a program here. We have grown very fast, and not all of our operational people have, let's say, grown with their personality. No?
Yeah.
So what we do is we have a big program where we qualify our middle management mainly, top management anyway, but middle management as well, to lead people, to coach people, to motivate people, to listen to people. No? So we have analyses about, one thing is that somebody understands his job. That's one thing. But the other thing is that the people he's working with, that they are happy to work with him. And why? Even if it's a tough discussion, they should understand why, and they should be in an exchange of views. No? So we are putting a lot of money there in order to be qualified for the next step of growth. That's what we do.
Well, excellent. And it's a good point. And we're kind of finishing where we started there, because you said right at the beginning about listening and learning and inspiring and teaching. So you said that's what you try to do, and that's what you're trying to develop globally through your Staff for Life, and also within your company and for the next generation now. So very good. And it's obviously what's helped you build one of the most important vehicle logistics companies, definitely in Europe and hopefully beyond now. And thank you very much for your time and sharing your lessons learned and your experience. Thank you very much, Dr. Mosolf.
Thank you very much, Louis, for your time and for this very qualified interview. No? Thank you.
Thank you.